Hello, good morning. Welcome back to MAD, which is Mad Making a Difference. The intent of these videos is to offer hope, encouragement, some praise as needed and where needed, some support to warn, educate, provide some guidance to perhaps stir in you, young man or young woman out there who's watching, or maybe an adult who's watching, who works in the field or who's was guided to watch these videos for whatever reason. I pray that it offers you some encouragement and some hope in your life and support that so that you don't give up, that you continue to love on these young people, your child, your grandchildren, maybe your neighbor's child, maybe a wayward child, maybe a young man or woman that you are mentoring or caring for or providing for. Maybe you're a foster parent out there. Maybe you're a single parent, a grandparent who's already raised your children, but now you're raising their children, your own children. Maybe you are a probation officer, whatever professional, a teacher, a principal, a teacher's aide, maybe just a fireman or a policeman who's just felt pushed and compelled to offer hope and love to a young man or woman for whatever reason, whether they're making bad choices, whether they're making good choices. Maybe you have this feeling and you're drawn to them out of love and support and true, genuine care, and your intent is to provide them with safety and security, hope, things that they're missing in their home. And so today's video is part 2 to Are You Listening? Many times, young lady and young man, we as adults, you heard correctly, we fail to listen. You are speaking so loud verbally, you're speaking so loud emotionally, you're speaking very loud through your actions. And you're wondering, Dad, Mom, you, hey, sir, ma'am, teacher, parent, friend, neighbor, cousin, uncle, aunt, therapist, doctor. Are you listening? And you're wondering, young man or young woman, is anyone listening to me? Did you not hear what I just said? And soon as you are in trouble or headed down a direction or a path that we did not hope that you wouldn't go in, and then that's when you have that conversation with us that tends to follow the Verizon commercial. It's that same question when many of us are in trouble or dealing with situations that we cannot control, and then we want someone's help, and then we have to sit down because of the weight of the problem. God has to ask us, can you hear me now? Young man, young woman, today I want to listen to you. Someone out there cares about you, wants to hear your story, wants to know your story, is genuinely concerned about how you're feeling. I know that you're thinking or saying all these years, now my mom wants to listen to me because of a situation that I've been involved in, or just got in, or just got out of, or about to get in. Now my dad wants to come around? All this time? I've needed you years ago. And young man or young woman, you're probably saying, in my most crucial moments, or what you felt that were so crucial, so important to you, you needed someone to listen. They didn't. Adult who's watching this, are you listening today? Do you hear what your child is saying? Your daughter is screaming at the top of her lungs inside. You thought that medication could change the way she feels or help the way she behaves. Young lady, I'm sorry that your parents think that medication and another human being who more than likely has experienced or dealt with similar problems. Dad, did you think that your daughter was only interested in material things? That you could buy her away? That you could bring her things occasionally or periodically? And that would replace her desire to just be held, heard, hugged by you. Did you know that she was only in need of a little bit of your time? Are you listening? Mom, did you think because you talk with your son or daughter like your friends, that that's going to make up for all of the times where you just brushed him or her off for your friends, for that relationship that you've been chasing after? Older brother or older sister, were you aware? Did you even know? Were you listening when your little sister or brother was trying to call out to you and tell you that someone in the family had been touching them, taking advantage of them? Youth worker, are you listening? Are you listening to the conversations that you have in the presence of these children that you're supposed to be working with? Are you aware that you're an adult and they are children? Or perhaps you are under the impression that it's about you. That when you took this job, they were supposed to listen to you and you only. Are you listening? Are you listening right now to what I'm saying? Does it even bother you, adult, young person? You've been in need of someone to listen to you. You've been in need of a helping hand. You've been in need of not someone putting their hand on you, hurting you. That's not what you asked for. And because we weren't listening, we failed to protect you from people who were hurting you with these. We failed to protect you from those who were using this to ridicule you and call you bad names and talk down to you. We failed to listen to what you were saying about you wanted someone to see you for who you are. Maybe, young man or young woman, you're confused about your sexuality. And instead of us listening to you and what you were wanting, which was just to be loved, instead we judged and we condemned and we rejected and we pushed you away. And because we didn't listen, now you want to leave home. Because we weren't listening, you found a new parent. Maybe it's drugs. Maybe it's a crowd. Maybe it's an older man or an older woman who's listening to you. Maybe your boys, your homies, they're listening. And now, we, as the parents, the adult, the providers, the protectors, we're sitting back in our commercial again, our little Verizon commercial, where your pain, your heart, your suffering, your locked up, your foster home placement, your adoption, your death has caused us to hear you from the grave, from the pain, from the hospital, where you've been crying out. And now the only thing we can hear is, Mom, Dad, teacher, mentor, social worker, counselor, therapist, caseworker. Can you hear me now? Are you listening today, young man or woman who's making bad choices? Who knows that someone does care? Who knows that someone like you has a story to tell, both the same age as you, from different races, different backgrounds, different homes, money or no money, poor or rich. You just want them to listen. Adults, if you're listening to this today, start listening, not just with your ears, but with your heart. It helps us to get a better understanding of these young people out here who really don't ask for much other than to be loved and guided and respected and honored, guided and taught and warned about the dangers or the dangerous people who they trust every single day to get them to the next point in their life, to become, hopefully, the next generation of men and women who will be inspired to make a difference. Young man or young woman, what's your story today? Are you just seeking for somebody to listen to you? Adult, are you listening? Do you really see what's going on? Do you really get what that young man or young woman needs? Are you listening? Stay tuned.